probably right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And give them some power. And that is going to ensure that I use all of the seeds that get produced out of here. So all these seeds will get used now, producing the trees. And of course, I'm going to grab all the trees that I currently have. Note that I had enough trees to actually fill these, so I had enough for at least 20. So I have 165 sap trees. I need several thousand. Several thousand sap trees are required. But anyway, let's see. Down here, last time, I built this out, and it is going to be immediately destroyed. Basically the entire thing. All of this is now of no use to me. So that's a thing, because we're now going to do moss-based biomass, because it's better. And it's early enough in this build that I will switch over to it. And I still need to add the bedding, don't I, on that train station. So let's start thinking and planning. And I actually need to go all the way back to the Muckmo thing to grab more the actual Muckmo modules. Where is my vehicle? Vehicle. Up there, next to the little fish. Next to the fish. Okay, so I have the infrastructure, I think. All of the infrastructure for this. I will pin and close that. I'm pretty sure I have all the infrastructure here. I have moss farms, I have moss, I have seaweed. Note that this is, though, doing the coarse fraction recipe. So it is using a little bit more iron. Doesn't really matter to me. So it's just looping back a little bit of the moss to make the CO2 to make the moss. Which just means you need a little bit of moss to start with, but I'm sort of carrying around a few modules of moss. So this can get kickstarted easily. I try to avoid these loops where possible, but this is just so good right now that I may as well do this process as is, and it does need limestone as well. Oh, I don't. Do I? I don't. Okay, that needs to be added. The limestone needs to come back. 4 things of limestone. Do only the Mark IIs need the modules? No, all of them need the modules. The Mark IIs use twice the number of modules, but for like the seaweed and the moss, no, even the Mark I's will need the modules at this point. So if you have seaweed and you're fully updated on the Pi suite, and if you have moss, you're going to need to put moss as modules in even your Mark I buildings, and you will need to make sap trees to put in your sap extractors now at Mark I. As I said, it's just half the number of modules, so you don't need to worry as much about your production of these things, but it's still something you need to worry about. I need 13 seaweeds, so I need to grab a bit more seaweed while I'm here. Which I should have somewhere. I should have that at some location to myself. right here. Hello, Seaweed. It's a bit much, I think. If I do a summary, this tells me how many modules I need. 990 is a bit more than I have, I think. So the Muckmo are here. I have 739. Yeah, that's plenty. I was thinking I should have grabbed them while I was over there, but oops. Alright, let's get back to the car. Let's actually go grab those and come back, because that will mean that by the time I get back to my guts factory, that it will be about that time to take the break. So off we go. Off we go to grab some Muckmo modules. I do have the creatures. Yes, the creatures, the slaughterhouses, the biofactories. Yeah, I've got the biofactories. The boilers. I usually carry boilers. Yes, I've got that. I've got the seaweed. I've got the moss. Yeah, I have all of the things. All of the things are available. This is actually a lot smaller of a build compared to the meat next door. Particularly because I am spending silver for this. So, there's that. It does come at a cost. This reduced size does cost me a significant amount of silver. That's all that. Thank you so much for the stack size increase on these. Because that would have been several stacks of stuff. The stack size used to be 25 on animal modules and 50 on plant modules. So, yeah, 700 and whatever animal modules. Divide by 25, that's how many stacks there would be. I need to go south. Painful to see those dead. Although they're not being used anyway, because of productivity bonuses. So, huzzah! Productivity. It's awesome. And going south for the roadblock. Gotta go around my little seaweed roadblock. One of these days, I'll have a dedicated seaweed factory and like reverse the belt on my mall. Maybe one of these days I'll have all of the individual things that are being made on the mall being made and put onto my train network so that the mall doesn't need, or the bus doesn't need to exist. Yeah, that'd be good. To have everything from the bus be made in a actual separate dedicated factories on the train network. Granted, the train network is going to be superfluous at some point in the relatively near future. Has that been released yet? I don't think that has. Yeah, I don't think that was live yet. They're working on a couple of things. There's actually two things logistics related being worked on right now for Pi Alien Life. Alright, all of this can die, although the... What am I gonna do? Get those put away so I have some space. Ugh, these buildings. Should have kept the 4 soil extractors. Really? Really? Alright. Fine. Be that way. Auto-saving. They're still being tweaked. Good. Maybe caravans will work properly in the near future. That'd be good, too. Let's see, what do I need to put away? I mean, that. Clearly, that doesn't need to exist. Let's see, yeah. Anything else? Yes, things that I can pick up. Okay. We good. We good on that. So, I went and I got rid of stuff, and I'm just immediately gonna put back those 4 limestones. There-ish, that's fine. With the, thingy. Give me back my pipe. Not that much pipe, though. And we are less than a minute away from the break. Just by the way. The halfway point of the stream. And there's the alarm. Okay, there's that. I will get this logistics placed. And with that, it is time to take the regularly scheduled break. I, of course, will be back in about 3-ish minutes once the song has finished singing its song. And, yeah, we will continue with this Guts build. I will see you soon. And I have returned. Welcome back. So, Guts Factory. It is time to do this. So, I need an addition over here. I think. Yep, I need 1 more. I should still have this, maybe? Yeah, that exactly. Right there, that's the spacing. That is the spacing. And the proper orientation. Good. Very good. I need that and that. How's the signals? All the signals are good. You are doing betting. Oop. I don't want to do that yet. I need to name this. Guts Betting. And then go down and place that. So now I have 2 betting trains on their way. Huzzah! And all that good stuff. The betting is arriving. Slowly but surely. The next thing is the moss. I'm going to start with high pressure furnace. I'm going to pick up this compost plant as well. You are going to make CO2 for me. I just need that 1, right? Yep. I need the automated factory making iron sticks. And I need the sand extractors, which are in here. my 2 little extractors giving coarse fraction from the sticks, which actually I might just do like so. Input, load, I guess, in from the iron. Load in from the biomass at the end. How much? 1.87. That's gonna stick as one of those. Let's see. Then it is the actual moss. Okay. Good. 3. 3 moss factories. The coarse fraction doesn't get used anywhere else. Tufa's in here, right? Yes. Tufa's here. Just making sure. Moss in that recipe. Sometimes the sprite is a bit high, so it can cause some optical illusions onto how much of a gap you have available. Place these pipes. Get the water. Get the CO2. Wasn't quite optimal. Spacing could have been slightly better. Could have had it be one tile over. Then I could have just gone straight down like that and not have to have all this extra pipe, but it's fine. We'll leave it. It's all aligned on the same line anyway. What about here? Where would that work? Yeah, that works. We'll do this instead. Yeah. Yeah, that works a lot better. A lot better. Okay, so this would be going down. I guess this is also going to, you know, define the max distances on the alignments. So just going to assume I have stuff next door. Although, theoretically, the next thing is going to be the iron. Then I don't know what's going to be next door to that. Probably biomass up, I don't know. Let's see, what is next on the agenda? Probably the actual composting plant. Doesn't really matter what the orientation is. Oh, right, I need the output. Yes, moss gets produced. Where is the moss line going to live? So the moss, I guess, can live right there. Yeah, the moss can live right there. That limestone gets used on the seaweed as well, the rest of the limestone. It does not get used at the Mukmo food at all. Ah, right, the barrels. Always forget about the barrels. Good question. That's fine. That is just fine. This is producing how much? Where is it? 2.02. Alright. 'Tis fine. As is. Again, I don't know what this line exactly is going to be yet. We'll find out. But I do know that this line will be the biomass. I have decided that this line shall be the biomass. And yeah, it's going to prioritize right, and it's going to take all of this extra moss to make some initial biomass. There we go. So this line is the moss. This line is, I don't know. And this line is limestone. So limestone, moss, something, and biomass. The something, I guess, can be bedding-ish. Something along those lines. Right, I need some cages. I actually, like, need a starter amount of either guts or, yeah, I need like starter guts or a caged Mukmo to get a starter guts to start producing fetal serum. So I think the easiest solution will be just to cage a few Mukmo initially. Which I actually have to find the recipe on Mukmo. You know what, just caged muck. There we go. Just, you know, casually cage 50 of them. Keep it reasonable. Stack size is 50. Oh yeah, power. Power is useful. I hit that button in time. Oh boy. I felt that coming. I am glad I caught that. Ah, yes, the perpetual issue here of providing that power properly. Whoops. Alright, so this is gonna be our main, like, line on the power. It is conveniently sourced near the actual main line nearby. So that's gonna, like, move for the moment. That already has its power. Okay, let's go. Let's do the thing. It's not gonna make moss. Oops. That wasn't the recipe. Now was it? that's the recipe. You know, just another way to kickstart the system. Just use the lesser recipes. Yay, biomass. Beautiful, glorious, wonderful biome. Wow. That's a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot. A ton. By the way, I have to prioritize this. There you go. Have all the stuff. All of it. Okay, what's the next step? I don't even know. Keep an eye out on to how much moss or sap seeds in particular. Sap is accruing, so I do know now that the percentage chance, 30% chance of getting sap is applying on nanobots, so I know that works at least. We have confirmation that at least the nanobots will get this percentage-based outcome. Yay. Always good to see things work properly the first time. So that's done, that's done, that's done, that's done, that's done, that's done. Next is the Seaweed. 13, aka 14 seaweed crops. They're going to be produced right here, starting right here. Yes. This is why I'm carrying around some seaweed. And of course, as per usual, no recipe exists for seaweed outside of the limestone one. Now I'm going to do the what? That's not the button I wanted. That's the button I wanted. There was a tree. There was a tree in the way. There was a tree in the way. A tree I didn't even see existing on the map even prior to placing the machine. Like, really? Yep. Really. I put these lower for a reason. So yeah, I'd put them... I'd put this a little lower, just assuming I was going to have room for the splitter, but as it turns out, I was still one tile off. The perpetual struggle of being off by one tile. And yeah, I know I'm not being too efficient on the use of the power poles this time. I'm not being symmetrical with my power poles. Oh well. Come on, autosave. Gee, I wonder how much of this factory I'm going to be able to finish within this next period of time. Yeah, see, that's not what I had wanted. Exactly. I'm gonna copy that and just paste down, and we shall see about the additional stuffs. Really? Right. No. There. That doesn't need to be there. And we're good. Dish. That is the wrong direction for that belt. Totally the wrong direction for that belt. Because that's limestone in. Then, of course... Oh, right. Hey, it would help if I had all the water proper. Speaking of water... Have some water. This shall start moving now. On the top line, anyway. And there goes the rest of the stuff. Okay. Seaweed. Congratulations, I now have seaweed. I think it is now time, maybe, to think about bringing the stuff from the train station down. But I think I want to get the rest of the infrastructure done first. Yeah, that sounds good. The rest of the infrastructure. So this is the biomass, right? Grab my boilers. Boilers! Boilers need water too. Actually, is that it on the biomass? That's it on the biomass. That is the only other thing that the biomass is used for. So I don't even need the splitter here. Yeah, I just need the steam for the Mukmo food, and that is that. Oh, I do need sap. Oh boy. I do still need sap. Oh gosh, alright. Sure, 49 sap extractors. So in the end, I still actually need the sap. I mean, the boilers have sort of always been there, I think. I think that the boilers have already have been there. The recipe on the Steam, they're there. And if you click on the boiler, you can actually say, I'm using a boiler, or I'm using a heat exchanger, or I'm using an oil burner. Pi does not have electric boilers by default. There are no electric boilers in the Pi suite by default. I think you're thinking of Angels or Bob's, one of those two. There's electric boilers available in Bob's Angels. No idea when this was added. You can also define what resource you're using for fuel. You can also define what fuel resource you're using. And if you're using an oil burner, you can define which fuel, which of the fluid fuels you're using for the oil burner. to produce steam. So, yeah. That has been there. That's done. That's technically-ish done. So yeah, the food is going to need this 49 times 4. All right. Well, good thing I have 50 of these sap extractors.